So gesture prompt is all done. Today, right now, I'm going to talk about independent. So when a student can do something totally independent. That is obviously the aim and the goal of why we're working with all our students is for them to become more autonomous and more independent in what they're doing. So independent is an interesting one because there are often times where it feels like students might require support, but often if we just step back and we give ourselves that time, for example, giving ourselves those 10 seconds, those 10 seconds of processing time allow them to actually accomplish what it is. And I think independent can be things, this is where it gets very tricky, but for me, I would always encourage a student, but it wouldn't necessarily be a verbal prompt. So for example, student needs help with their jacket, something they've been working on. The fine motor is really tricky to actually zip up their jacket. And they come over to me and I nod at them, and then they start to zip up their jacket and they're like, oh, and they're struggling, they got it here and they're really struggling and it's a bit twisted. And I say, that's it, you're amazing, you're doing great. That's encouragement, it's not a verbal prompt. A verbal prompt might be, oh, move your hand to the left, or that's it, twist it. But I think giving students encouragement so that they can achieve things independently is very powerful. If it's difficult to make that distinction between a verbal prompt or just encouragement, don't say anything until they're done. Often giving students that processing time will increase the chance of them being independent in something. And making sure that they are taking full ownership for when they succeed is really, really powerful. I think especially for students that are, learning about their zones of regulation, their emotions, being like, you look really proud. I can see that you're really happy with what you just did, and really bringing their attention to what they have done. I think as well that with a lot of the students, it's very easy to get into the habit for what they can't do. And I really like to try and flip that on the head and think, well, what can they do? Because a lot of the students have challenges, and rather than thinking of all the challenges that they have, let's actually think of the things that they can do. Let's think of the things they can do independently. And for any time a student is struggling, I think it's important to help them remember, yeah, this is difficult. Remember that time that it was really challenging for you to zip up your jacket, and then you got it. You persevered and you got it. So bringing students' attention back to times they succeeded and times that they've come through on their own is really powerful, whether it's in a physical task like zipping up their jacket, or maybe it's they're struggling with a math question, and being able to say like, yeah, it is tricky, but you know what, you overcame it. So the best thing that we can hope for is to be able to do stuff independent for our students, and it's a wonder to behold.